Fernanda, hey, how are you?
Good, thank you. So happy to
Good.
be.
Yeah, it's such a pleasure speaking with you. I've just been so moved by your performances, such an incredible run of projects. You know, Narcos Mexico, a show that I feel more than anything else, feel deep within my bones, even rewatching it just
Oh,
to
so
see what.
tense, right? It's so hard to watch it actually sometimes. It's
And through with Party of Five, I really enjoyed. I heard your performance in that drove you, the deportation scene had driven you to tears. Blue Miracle is so inspirational, and I'm really excited for Cry Macho. So what has been sort of, is there this through line that's been leading you through with these projects? I know that they're all strongly moral films, even if you're not necessarily the moral center of the film. You're playing strong women in all of them. Do you kind of link them together a little bit?
um I don't know if I could link them together, but yeah, what you said is very important. I really want to do um, uh, films and shows that that put a subject and an important subject on the table, and we can talk about it and discuss it. For example, Narcos, it's something that is very sad that continues to happen in our culture, that we have, they can do Narcos everything, and that can keep going and ongoing. And it's very sad that we have that on with us, but it's very good to put it out there and talk about it and create some consciousness about it. And well, what I think is good about Narcos is that it shows everything. It doesn't show only the good part of being a drug dealer. It shows how they end as well. Even though I'm very careful about the subject, because it creates a sort of culture around it, and there's so many people with not much education that would want to go that way, or they feel that that's the only way that they can success in life. It is something that we have to keep the eyes on and talk about it to stop it.
One of the things that I noticed when I was rewatching it to prepare is that every scene is filmed in such a way. The framing in the show is so fantastic, leading into the performances, shots where you're behind a wall or, out of focus and come into focus and zooms in. What's it like to film something like that?
Well, that was a huge class for me as well. For example, that scene when you're an actor and you go and do your stuff and then you leave, you kind of forget that you're doing a whole, and everyone it's uh, giving the best of them to create this thing together. And I remember studying that scene and being ready to do it. I was acting with an accent because I'm not from that part of Mexico. I'm not from Mexico actually.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to learn in a specific accent, and it was like a long scene, and I felt it was like my scene. And then we did it, and I was on the back all the time, blurry. I was like, whoa, no, what happened? Oh, my ego pops up. Like it was very funny to feel it, and at the beginning like frustrating, but then I just saw it and it was like, yeah, this is perfect. The director is trying to tell so much with this, and it worked perfectly. And that scene specifically for me was a reminder of that, and it was very important to leave your ego behind or on a side, and do the best you can do, and trust that the story is being told in so many ways. And uh, and working on Narcos also was amazing because I had the chance to work with so many different directors. Are those kind of shows that um, every show or every two episodes is a different director. So it was a very great experience to feel the difference, but the way they were able to have a continuity, that they can build something that is not
Yeah.
incoherent,
Yeah.
uh, but everyone has his own signature on it. So it was great. It was fantastic, and I loved it. It was so many. I'm actually great at directors. It was my first time working with them, and I hope we worked again.
So let me jump forward a little bit into Cry Macho, because, when it comes to Clint Eastwood, he has a particular way of working. From what I hear, you would know better than I would about that. But he works quickly, but at the same time, the themes are present, the feelings are present. He's going back to do, sort of a neo-Western. He hasn't done a Western in a long time. To hear that you were in it, first of all, because I don't know if it was known before, and that your character is maybe not quite heroic, maybe a little less in the story, but what's it like to film a movie like that? What's it like to be there?
Wow, for me, it was an amazing experience. I was making my dream come true. I was working with a legend of Hollywood, and he was amazing from the first moment we say hello. So I felt so confident and so well taken and like very happy and just curious of what was going to be. And then on set it was just so beautiful. Everyone, it was the most, I keep saying this and I will continue to say it, because for me it was beautiful to watch how respectful that set was. I think it was the most respectful set that I ever been. Everyone loves him, and some of them I was able to talk to some of them. Because of COVID, you're not connecting as you do in a normal job. Like, because of COVID, you have to be with mask all the time, and you can't really connect directly to everyone as I love to do. um, but I talked to some of the crew, and everyone told me, like, if he calls us, we drop everything just to be with him. And you can feel that it was something that it helped everyone to do their job better. It was so beautiful. And of course he's the star, and everyone knows what he wants, because most of them are working with him, I don't know, 20 years, 36 years. His cameraman, like, all those things, it's so important. You can feel that there's a family working together, and that's beautiful.
So how does that feel for you? As you said, he works a lot with the same people. There's probably a shorthand among the crew that have known each other so well. When you're coming into a production and working with this legend for the first time, how does that affect your acting choices? How do you feel like you react in the moment?
I mean, I thought I was going to be super scared, but because this was so nice and so respectful, and it feels so like natural. Like it was like coming into a happy family, a house of a happy family. So you feel and you connected and you go and you flow with that. And that was happening to me. Like I was feeling so confident, and he made me feel great. He told me, like, he chose me, and he loved my audition, so that also helps.
Mhm.
um and yeah, everyone was doing their job in such a beautiful way that I just had to go with the flow, and that was great. And the scenes were hard, and my character is not a very luminous one. Like, it's
Mhm.
a woman with a lot of problems. But I had so much fun doing it. And yeah, I also heard about him that he's like one shot, ready to
Yeah,
move very fast.
yeah.
And but it didn't, even though it was fast and we were moving different frames and different shots at very quickly. I didn't I didn't feel that rush. I wasn't feeling like I didn't get there. I couldn't. um I felt like everything was flowing, and I hoped when we watch the movie it's gonna feel that way, because I had it on my heart that way. And it was great.
Mhm. I know you haven't seen the movie, but I imagine that the themes of the film really resonate with you, even if you're not the hero necessarily of the film. It does seem like these projects have that through line of the themes of, where are we now? How should we act? What is sort of a good way to be? What is macho in this time? Does that resonate strongly with you? How much do you take those themes home with you?
I mean, that's so important. I mean, we are in a moment we're living something collective in the collective, that it's renaming what a man means. Like
Mm.
what means to be a man now. We something that we have to rethink together, and I think there's a lack of I'm translating now, so I'm getting a bit slow. But it's you're there's not a lot enough reference for men now. I think we're in that particular time that we have to rethink and understand again what means to be a man or a macho, and leave that macho behind. Um, also we have to re-understand, like understand again what means to be a woman in that sense as well. So it's something that we have to do it together, and this movie is an opportunity to put that theme on the table, and talk about what means to be a, a long a cowboy, a rodeo man, a macho in so many ways, uh, and then come to an age and start feeling something for a little boy that is not even your family, and you have to understand again what the relations and connections to another human being is, and what's love. There's so many beautiful themes in this story, and for me specifically, to do a character like this one, that is not a role model for a woman to be. That's something that someone that is it's really messed up. I try to build this character like she's an abusive mother because she was abused, and she was abused because of how she looks, because of who she marries, but because she was also portraying the female uh, of a macho, like a
Mm.
female that is under the macho control. So I think that was very important for me to understand in order to do this role.
How does it feel that a film like this, we're gearing up towards the award season, right? We've just switched into fall, that this movie's coming out at a time where I'm sure a lot of people are going to get to see it. The fact that it's theatrical and streaming on HBO Max at the same time. And just that an audience might come with it, that, they're very loyal to Clint's films, but to see this film in this new way, in this new light, and to see you, how does that feel for you?
It feels amazing. I can't wait. And I can't wait to watch him too. Like, he's such an amazing human being, and it was such an honor to work with him and to be with him. And I know he's doing something very profound, that healing process of this character. And I saw the trailer. I know that you did too. But
Mm.
there's one shot of him like falling in love, and you can see that in his eyes, and I can't wait to watch it, because I read the script, I know what it is, but now I want the magic, how the magic ended.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So very curious for you in terms of your own path, because I don't know if there's obviously the work that you do in Chile and in your native language as well, it matters, but it feels like you took a leap, maybe perhaps starting with Narcos Mexico, such a different production than anything you've ever done, moved to LA. Do you feel like you kind of had a moment yourself where you said, I'm going to take that leap, I'm going to try something a little bit differently, I'm going to jump right in?
Yeah, totally. I did it completely conscious of what it meant. I was a princess back in Chile, and I had a job and my house and my friends and everything. It was great for me. I was doing great on my career over there. But I felt like I needed a change. I felt like I needed to go forward and to step out of my comfort zone and grow. And I feel that that's something that I need to leave. Like, I'm very passionate and I love experiences, and I think if I don't have something new or something that makes me feel that I'm growing, I will do something to look for it. Like I don't like to stay and feel that life is not really happening. And so I did it because I wanted to take that risk and to have a leap. But I was not thinking on the I was not thinking where I wanted to go, really get to. I wanted to understand how it works and to have different experiences. And I hope and I know it's going to be like that. It's going to be better and better and better. And now I'm also like writing and producing. So it's everything is working out for me in the sense of that of growing, of expanding myself.
Does your writing and producing work reflect the kind of roles that you've been taking? Is it separate? Is it different? What inspires you?
It's different, but it's also like thinking of what do I really want to say, what do I really want to address and put out there. And it's exciting how it's working. And I already shoot one movie that I wrote now this year in Chile, and it's going to be out next year. And I can't wait for everyone to see it because I think it's different, and it's going to be the first of many, hopefully.
That's amazing. Congrats.
Thank
I
you.
wanted to ask you just sort of as a separate thing, but connected as well too, because your performances and the projects that you're in have really moved me. I've made a difference. You know, I really feel them and I feel your work in it. What's meant something to you in that way? Have you seen anything recently that you felt like really inspired you?
Recently, I watched Mare of Easttown.
Mm.
And I loved it. And I love her. I love Kate Winslet. She's an amazing actress. And yeah, it really made me feel so many things. And her life and mourning. It's so important to talk about mental health as well, and to address that. Like, and I think that show talks so many different themes, and she did that. That's amazing. And yeah, I think that's something that it really inspired me, that I watched recently. But so many things. I love what Reese Witherspoon is doing with her production company,
Yeah.
and the characters that she's choosing, and the stories that she's telling. I think that's why I also started to produce and write, and because I needed to stop waiting for some stuff to happen and start moving forward and bringing my energy into creation, and not waiting and feeling the fear of not being called for something. And with that shift, everything it's better. Like and I think you open yourself to more experiences, so it depends on where you put that focus.
So I want to ask you lastly, completely different note. I was doing a quick Google search to see who the most famous person was with the initials FU, because you don't see that very often. And it turns out,
Personal though.
yes, yes, exactly. But it's so funny though. You know, you see that right away in the initials. I think of, the original House of Cards, there was a character for Francis Urquhart, and then the remake as well with the same initials, FU. But it really does feel like you're in that way. It just does feel like you're forging your own path. That there hasn't been sort of somebody like you doing this. And certainly, I look to Pedro Pascal was earlier on, although he's playing a bit of a different role, and Danny Garcia and all the great Chileans. But you just really seem to be forging your own path. How does that feel for you?
It feels great, and it feels very empowering, and it makes me feel empowered, and that I don't know about the initial. It's very funny. Every time I have to write it down, it's like nothing personal. I'm so sorry, but but yeah, I think I'm writing my own history here, and for my family, even for my country. Like, I just risk everything and I wanted to do it. And it really, I really love to connect to other people, as I told you before, with fans. So if I feel this and I do this, understanding that I am unique, and I'm gonna write my own thing, and this, what I write or what I do with my life is important. I'm saying to another one that his life her life is important, and that you have to write your own path. So I want to keep doing it, and keep experiencing what happened after that, or with that.
That's a great way to end. I've really, really enjoyed hearing from you. I say that often, but in this case, your story really, really does affect me, and your performances. So I really thank you for that. And I cannot wait to see this film and where your career goes from here. I'm so, so happy to hear about all the things you have going on.
Thank you, Charles. Have an amazing day. It was great to meet you. Thank you.